Cross-examine, episode 78, Josee and the Tiger Spirit.
No, Josee the Tiger and the Fish.
What am I thinking of?
I don't know, man. So this week we're talking about Josee the Tiger and the Fish. It's a movie by Studio Bones and Kinema Citrus. Not UFO Table.
Fuck off. It was in there. I
No.
will fucking show you afterwards.
Okay.
It was in there.
I didn't see anything on it. But
I'm being criminalized here.
this one is just a special. We'll only be talking about this, so it probably won't be super, super long. This movie's good.
Next week we're going to talk about waifus.
Yes, next week we'll talk about waifus. But this week,
she's in a wheelchair.
oh Jesus, man, really?
What?
Why you gotta be like that?
That's how it starts. That's literally the first, like, the beginning of the movie, and the end of the movie is like, thanks. Wait, what's fucking help in Japanese? Whatever help is. No.
I mean, it's not daisuke.
Yeah, I
that's,
know.
That's love.
I was saying it. I was like, shit, that's not it.
Yeah. She fucking it rolls down a hill uncontrollably.
I love how they only mention that once. Like, there's some shitty people in this world. She got pushed. I'm like, that's all we're gonna say. Not like some random dude walked by and pushed her, or like anything like that. It's like, nope. There's just beast in this world. Also, Grandma Chizu. I think it's how you say her name. I guess she goes by Yamamura.
Yeah.
Is her actual, that's her last name on there. Did they mention what was up with the parents on there? I mean, they did.
They both died.
Yeah, but I was like, who was that random guy that was talking to her in the shop? Was that a social worker?
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to figure
that.
out, like, I don't know how social work works in Japan or social work in the U.S., because in the U.S., we pay government money, we hire social workers, and then nothing ever happens.
Yeah. Over there, their social workers actually do their job.
Dude, that one dude that showed up to the house, how long are you going to keep believing in this fucking dream? It's like, well, hold up, dude. Like, I also didn't, like...
Man, the W there was no cussing in mine.
What?
Did that guy cuss in your dub?
Yeah, give up on your damn dreams.
Oh, damn. All right. I thought he said fucking. I was
Mine
like, I don't remember him like cussing.
Mine was a part of the official UK release. I don't know about the US release on there, but mine was definitely from the official UK release. But I know there's like some words that don't translate well, so it could be, I don't know. I mean, I feel, so first of all, let me start. All the character designs, pretty fucking bland. Like, the minus the librarian gal just reminded me of someone from, what's that TV show with,
Laid Back Camp?
Yeah.
Mm.
You know who I'm talking about. I don't remember her name.
No.
But like everyone else was just pretty plain. Like our main character, it's like, great. It's just our dude from like Erased, just slightly different.
Yeah, look, it makes sense though. Have a fairly generic main-looking character, because then it's easier for like a group of audience to relate to.
Did he actually accidentally grope her when she fell? Or she
I
just
don't
called
think
him a
so.
pervert?
I
Because
think
she kept
just
saying,
called
like,
him a pervert.
you just groped me. It's like, I don't remember him at any point groping her. I was like,
no, I think she was being...
It's like at the beginning of the movie where she falls, our boy, Suno? Yeah, there's like a weird, I don't know how to pronounce that there. But he catches Josee when she comes down the hill sliding, which first of all, man, someone should have fucking died. If he would have hit that concrete, dude would have been fucking dead. But he catches her and then like basically saves her life, because she would have just fucking died. She just hit the concrete going that fast. But aren't there emergency brakes? Like
some of them have them, some of them don't. Even at that point, though, if you're going that fast, attempting to do that, you're still going to be launched from your chair.
I feel like starting out, I don't know, because they never really specify. Well, I mean, to be fair, she's always been wheelchair bound.
Yes.
Kind of. But it's like, I feel like if you've been wheelchair bound, because they did say like halfway through the movie, yeah, I'm 24, which I like that they didn't really specify how old they were. They just specified like Suno was a college student. You don't really know how old of a college student. He's just working.
But he's younger than Josee.
Yeah. And then you find out she's 24 and it's like, oh shit, I thought she was like maybe 19, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Which also, to a certain degree, makes sense. Just because you can't use like specific parts of your muscles like that, you do typically look a little less like defined at the older you are.
It makes sense how like thin she is. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be fair, we're going off the American standard. Everyone I've seen pretty much in a wheelchair is like Jabba the Hutt. That might just be my clientele I work with.
Well, even in her case, when she's not in the wheelchair, she is like
using her full body to like crawl
around and stuff like that.
I
personally know someone who is wheelchair bound, and like they're decent weight. They did a good job of like at least the second iteration of the wheelchair, because the first wheelchair she had was definitely just like hospital style wheelchair.
Yeah, it just seemed weird that she had a very generic wheelchair.
Yeah, and then she has like 3 wheelchairs throughout. One is eventually an electric one, and then the second one, which actually like straps the legs in. I'm familiar with that wheelchair.
Yeah,
so
I feel like that's one I've seen a lot of people that are like. We have a few customers that are like full wheelchair bound, and that's kind of what they have.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense for that one. Every so often, even when you're...
well, the thing is, they do point out, like, the grandma's the main supporter.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have, like... I don't know how much money she really has. Because at one point, she's paying Suno to take care of her the entire time, or come over, and it's enough for him not to get a part-time job, but he can do this.
Yes.
So it's like she has some amount of money. I mean, I shouldn't worry about it too much, but the wheelchair really threw me off, too. It's like... it just could be a style thing of, like... This is what most people are familiar with.
Yeah.
Because eventually she does get that electric one when she starts working for the office thing. Then she gets stuck.
Well, I think part of it even just had to do with the grandma was very insistent that she does not leave the house. So why would you need a better wheelchair?
I guess that makes sense then. You know, a cheap, like, I don't know how much a wheelchairs cost, like $200. Generic one, I'm probably
generic,
even less.
Probably $250. The ones that we're used to thinking of are like $500.
Damn. Oh, very generic, like $300.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I mean, that's like, I mean, to be fair, it also makes sense. Like, people have that in Japan, because from what I've seen on Google Images and GeoGuessr, the streets are very nice there compared to here, where you walk outside and there's like fucking 30 cracks right there.
Yeah. Also,
plus everything's close.
Do you know why they do the leg strap thing on the newer wheelchair? Yeah, because with those ones, if you hit a bump because they can't feel their legs, sometimes they'll fall off and just drag on the ground.
Yeah.
So
which is a weird.
In.
God, it's like a weird thing. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I just found like a whole full on like recliner chair on a wheelchair thing for like $5,000.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird. Yeah. Besides that, I don't know. They did good on some small details. Like, I'm really into like hearing the small sounds and like seeing it when she like walks across the floor and she switches from like one part of the floor to the other. It's not a generic drag. It's like when she's on the wood, it's like more of a thud and a pull. But when she's on the carpet, it's more of like a rugged kind of like rubbing up against
tatami mats.
Tatami mats.
Yeah. Different. It's bamboo weaved.
Yeah. But at least they do a good job of like the difference of it. And you could see sometimes when they show her hands, she's got like small, they don't really show calluses, but you can see they're a little more scuffed up. So it's like cool and you for actually paying attention to those small details that a wheelchair person might actually have on there.
Grandma was great, by the way.
Grandma was a real fucking MVP.
The first day where she's like, I'm heading out. And he's like, where are you going? And she's like, this.
Yeah, at first I didn't know when she did this. I was like, is that pachinko? And then later she's like, yo, I lost 8,000 yen on pachinko. It's like,
yeah, it's like,
fucking kidding me.
Grandma's going to gamble.
No, she's not gambling. She's playing arcade games.
Yeah, that's gambling.
And the Japanese eyes come, it's not gambling.
Yeah, not gambling. But
anyone just go to a pachinko bar then?
There's a lot of shit.
Are we doing that when we go to Japan?
Good.
We're going to lose a lot of our hearing in there.
Probably. But
that was pretty fucking funny, right?
I will say her death. So like, oh, grandma's dead. Nowhere. Grandma's dead.
Well, yeah, because they just cut to them doing stuff, and then it's like carrying a body out, and it's like,
what? And then they like show her picture. It's like, oh, I guess grandma died.
Yeah, it's like, well, at first I was like, did someone die when they're like Josee died? Like, what the fuck is going on? It's like, but I guess they show off like how drastic shit can just change.
Yeah, and of course they did, like, because the scene before, Josee and Suno were like, we're going to do this. And at that point, they had already been, like, secretly going out while Grandma was taking a nap, and Grandma's totally
like,
knew.
I know what they're doing. They think I'm napping. It's like, good on you, Grandma, not, like, saying anything on there. Let her live her life.
Yeah, and she has that, like, ha-ha, and then it's like, oh, Grandma died. And it's like she had a weak heart, and it's like, okay, apparently she's, like, super happy and just,
it's like she's had a weak heart for a while. It's like, I like how they left out stuff in the movie, and then when it's time, they're like, here's this one piece of information that ties it together. Because it's like, also, did you notice at one point, I don't know why I noticed this, but when the healthcare workers came over to visit, or the social workers, she had the fan covered up. I don't know. It's just something that stuck out to me because it was just in the background. I was like, I don't know. That's the thing. Also, that cat. Fucking cool cat. Fucking tubby cat.
Yeah, I saw that cat. Don't feed
the strays. Here, use food. And I'm like, really? That's because we both had black cats on there. It's like, fuck yeah, black cats. Let's go.
Yeah, they named the cat. I forget what they named it, but that cat was a G.
That cat really hated Suno at first, and he's like, you know what? You all right.
The cat was also, like, unnecessarily sassy.
Yeah, he was like,
there are some parts of this movie where it's like, oh, we're going to do that, and it's very obvious that we're definitely going to do that. One of them being one of his coworkers, Mai, where it's like, immediately you're like, oh, she likes him.
Yeah.
It's
like going to be a lover's quarrel here. At least it didn't go over the top like some other shows.
Yeah,
did.
But I feel like it was still
anime-ish, too tropey.
Just a tiny bit. Because of course
they should have gave a little more development to her before they did that.
Yeah, because she eventually like tells him her feelings.
Grandma's voice actress is a grandma. Look at her.
Hell yeah. That's the only thing she's done.
Wow. You think it's like a fucking friend of the director? Like, hey, I need an old lady. Hey, Miss Miyamoto down the hall. You want to fucking voice act for us? Oh, God. His friend is just Asian Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, I was just looking at some of the characters.
But they...
the whole hospital scene with her was just weird.
Well, we're jumping ahead.
Well, we can jump back and forth.
Yes, but like, the girl, Mai, she totally caused everything, right? Like,
what do you mean caused everything?
At some point, you totally look at where things took the turn because Suno gets hit by a car and.
Also, like, I don't know.
That is totally on.
He had very minor injuries for what it was. Also, that car was going way too fast in the rain. Like, you could see the car all the way back.
I mean, she had minor injuries because she never got hit. She fell out of her chair.
Yeah.
But he got hit by a car. I'm totally laying the blame on the Mai because she'd, like, told Josee about his whole school thing and like to forget about him. It's just pity. And then they go to like do the final thing.
No, I'll put it on Grandma. If Josee would have gone outside more, she would have never met Suno. And then,
nah, man,
I'm blaming it on the parents. Fucking dying on her. Weak.
Mai was the entire instigator of that whole thing, and she should feel bad, especially because she already knew like their feelings. And you're just
you're just pinning the blame on Mai. You don't want to blame Josee. You know it's Josee's fault.
Why would it be Josie's fault?
If Josee just would have, looked out for the fucking pothole in the street, not get stuck. I mean, she could have hopped out of her wheelchair, crawled over to safety. There's so many more things Josee could have done. There's so many more things the parents could have done.
Nah, man. Like, the entire setup of that whole situation was Mai's fault.
Also, Mai definitely should have, like, just dressed up as a fish to get Suno's attention. There was a cool scene. Speaking of Mai, I gotta say this before I forget it. There's a point where Suno runs out of oxygen while diving, which, first of all, like, I'm not a diver, but I know you should be checking that, like, on the regular. But they do the cool thing where they do the oxygen breathing share. And I've seen, not divers, but I mean, Navy SEALs talk about it, which are also, surprise, surprise, very good at diving.
Some would call them divers.
Yeah, some would call them like SEALs almost, you know. But it was talking like, I remember always this interview. He was on a Joe Rogan podcast and he was talking about how you really have to trust the person when you do that, because that is a very high level skill of, you know, you take your breath, trade it, they take their breath, trade it, take your breath, because one person will panic and then constantly breathe. So that was kind of a cool touch.
Yeah, that wasn't Mai. That was
that's Hayato. Yep, he and his buddy. Hayato.
That dude's a G. Like he always comes in clutch.
Yeah,
and I mean they even say
you're the
that
Josee he was talking about. Might I offer you a beverage?
Could I get your line number? She doesn't have a phone. No, like,
oh, mine said, "Do you have any socials?" He's like, "No, she doesn't have any socials." I mean, same thing. I feel so bad for Joe. Like, if you think of someone actually in that situation, let's say both parents said wheelchair bound, and your grandma doesn't want you going outside at all. I understand where the grandma's coming from, but I feel like at some point you just gotta, like, you know, let someone live their life. She also Josee became very good friends with Kana from the library. Fucking Kana, second MVP of the show on there. Like, Josee, you're so good at drawing. Maybe you should write an illustrated book.
Yeah.
Also, those kids were fucking brutal at the library.
I'm bored. You get that one kid that's like still interested, and it's like, yeah.
It's like, there you go, kid. Teach Josee what she needs. That little boy that put on his shoes and walked away the first time was the first boy to do it the second time too.
Yeah, he's an ass.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, to be fair, kids get bored very easily.
They do. Yeah.
Like, to be fair, Josee should have known not to like read the book super fast too. But I guess she has like very little social skills.
She was nervous.
Yeah. Also, in case no one knows, Josee had 5 boyfriends all at the same time.
Yeah, I like the chemistry between Josee and Suno, and then
when she has 5 boyfriends, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, whatever.
But it's cool to see like how her grandmother never took her to do, which I wish they would have kind of specified when her parents died, so you can figure out like, so it seemed like she never did anything outside, like never ridden a train. Which, to be fair, in Japan, from what I've heard, there's a lot of convenience stores, so everything's close.
I think like they died when she was a kid.
Yeah,
because
it's something like you and I, where we have to like,
the dad
hey, we want to go to like Hy-Vee or Walmart. Cool, we gotta drive like 15 minutes away. Japan, there's a convenience store. From what I've heard from like the Off Topic podcast, Trash Taste podcast. It's like, cool, I need to buy something. I walk down the street.
Yeah, the convenience store is a 7-minute walk.
Yeah, it's cheaper to eat out than it is like make food. So considering they can just push the cart wherever they need to go.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, part of it is like they still are in a major city because they're also
surprised by a plane. I mean, come on. Like,
yeah,
come on.
Well, no, it was a helicopter, wasn't it?
I think it was a plane. I don't know. They never showed it, so it's just like,
yeah,
I gotta wonder. But still, it's like a helicopter. Well, to be fair, every time I see a helicopter, I'm like,
yeah.
But she got overly excited. I'm like, oh shit, it's a fucking helicopter. Oh.
I mean, if you're always like kind of in some level of suburban area, how often would you ever see a helicopter or anything like that? I see a plane go over my place all the time, but that's because we're next to the airport.
I lived over by Hickman, remember? The fucking Mercy's right over there.
Oh,
so there's a helicopter all the time.
They're in Osaka,
there's still a lot that's way bigger than like Des Moines Central put together.
Well, yeah, but even with like a place like Osaka,
there's helicopters flying around all the time.
I
know, it just seemed a little weird. If it was something else, like, I'm trying to think of what else could. I guess a helicopter was way more interesting than a plane, because a plane you could see all the time.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, we live very close to the airport, so I'd say very close. Everything's close to the fucking airport in Des Moines. Yeah. Everything's like 5 minutes away, so I guess kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what would have been cool if they would have done something on like, I don't know, like a boat. I don't know. You know, like Italy, how they have little boat things. I don't know if Japan has anything like that. To be fair,
I think they do, but look, just like any place, wheelchair accessibility. Like,
ooh, I did like the touch they added in the movie theater where she's sitting in the wheelchair section. He's sitting next to her. I'm like, fuck yeah, right on point.
Yeah,
right on point.
The wheelchair section on the train, in the movie theater, the train assistant putting down the ramp.
Yeah, I'm so happy I saw that before I saw this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a random YouTube short popped up, and it's like, did you know in Japan, if you're wheelchair bound, the assistants there have something they grab, and I'm like, that's a thing, because I don't think I've ever seen that in like a New York setting.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've just seen people like finagle themselves onto it, or it's low enough that they can. But Japan, it's like, oh, there's still a tiny bump. Let us do this for you.
Yeah,
which is a cool idea, fantastic idea.
Mm-hmm.
Japan's just so much nicer.
Yeah, and of course there were like some problems, of course, where asshole individuals, and also trying to find the elevator was a bit of a problem the first time around.
Yeah, I guess it did make sense when he like kicked her and he was an asshole. It's like, I guess Japan isn't all nice people. Some people are just fucking assholes no matter where you go. And then he bumps in the old way. He's like, yo, what the fuck? You just bump into me?
Yeah, I do like that they quickly established that guy's just an asshole.
Not an asshole to her specifically.
Mm-hmm. Or like, you know, disabled people or anything like that. He's just like in his own little bubble thinking, you know, asshole thoughts.
I feel like
and then he gets his ass reamed and he turns into a little bitch.
Yeah, it's like, boy. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Fucking.
I feel like that's something they should have taught us. And to be fair, I think East High School has this. It's not really like I think it's like a life class or something like that. So it's shit like checkbooks or like some situations that you never know about till like you've been in them like a dozen times that they teach. I mean, I work in the department, which my department's usually older people because glasses.
Mm-hmm.
We get a lot of people that are wheelchair bound. And I still sometimes don't know how I should be talking to people. I always make eye contact. That's the big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't stare at their wheelchair or anything. But it's like, there's some older ladies that like to sit down and chat. There's some people like it when I stand up next to them and chat. Like there's no real way to like no proper way to talk to people that are wheelchair bound. It's just weird to me because watching Josee and the Tiger Spirit, fuck.
Josee the Tiger and the Fish.
I know. There's something Tiger Spirit. I guess that's what I'm just getting confused. I remember what I was saying. It's just weird because every single wheelchair I've interacted with, it's usually only extremely old people and like their granddaughters with them and they push them in it. Most of the time it's just all electric, which I guess Josee finally gets around to. I mean, it just depends. What was even her office job? They just said office job. I don't know. I'm just interested to know for some reason.
Yeah, I think it was just like a general like office job.
It's like minor paperwork. I assume something like that. Something that social work can be like, okay.
Yeah.
We have a person, they need them. They just need basic stuff. They don't have any like super unique skills.
We should definitely talk about like, because we brought it up. Suno fucking hit by a car.
That dude goes fucking flying and he does like 5 rolls. I'm like,
yeah, busts up his arm, absolutely fucks up his leg. Do you know how long he was in the hospital?
I don't remember how long he was in. I know he was in there for like, 4 or 5 months?
No, longer than that. So you can actually estimate how long, because he was a couple weeks before leaving. So that would have been March. And when he finally gets out.
No, I thought it was a couple months before.
Huh?
That was a couple months.
No, because at that point.
It would have been like winter, I thought, when they were at the beach and they got hit. And
Huh? No, it was winter when he got out. So he was like a month away. So probably like, let's say late February, early March. And then it was Christmas ornament when he got out. He was in there for like 9.5 months. True. And it was like, fuck, man, that's so long. Especially for like the leg stuff. Like I was surprised that it was that long.
Well, I guess, that's a long time. Mm-hmm. Well, to be fair, he had to have, his leg was completely destroyed on there, which sucks to travel by air now because now he's got metal in his legs. You know, if they were married, if I was married, I'd never let that down. It's like, oh man, I got hit by a car for you. There wasn't one scene when he's talking about like, oh, I'll never be able to walk, and you don't know. It's like, oh, they realize like he's talking to like Josee when he's talking about not being able to walk. I don't know what I'd be able to do, and it's like, like I understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, it's like
maybe not vent to the person who's never been able to walk.
Yeah, like, maybe not.
Yeah. So
I do like the background story of like the tiger fish and like why he's so interested in diving on there. It was like a nice little like I saw this fish in the store.
So these are two separate things. The tiger and the fish. So
wasn't the fish called a tiger fish?
No. It was the clown. It was a specific type of clownfish that only is found in Mexico. Josie's thing was she finds people scary and thinks of them as tigers because that's what she says. Oh, like there are tigers everywhere is one of the quotes that she says. And that's also why she goes to the zoo to see a tiger. So I thought that was like super interesting.
I typed in what fish. I missed seeing this in theater, which kind of made me super mad. Mm-hmm. Well, the thing was like I already I had my tickets to see it, and then I ended up having to like do something. I don't remember what it was. I remember watching half of it once, and then this was my actual chance to like finish it on there. I don't know. All in all, I think the movie's like a solid. I'd give it like a solid 7.5.
Yeah.
Maybe 8 on a good day. Also, shopkeeper's a real bro. The shop, so like they work so like Hayato and then Suno and then Mai. Excuse me, they all work for like this one shop part-time, right? Mm-hmm. I love Hayato being like, yo, maybe if you paid him more, he didn't have to get a second part-time job. And they do a good job of showing off like, oh, we like they have those people that stop by the shop. We want to learn how to dive. They just show that the shop's not that busy, but then it's very like one-on-one. Like like a shop like that's probably not getting a whole bunch of traffic on there, but enough to keep it afloat. Plus they sell all that stuff, so it's kind of like a shop for just ocean-related stuff.
Both like equipment you can buy, and that group of the 3 girls that were initially there, it totally looks like rental as well.
Yeah, rental and then teaching, and I mean that seems to be like probably most of those shops that are like that. I don't know. I can swim real good. I can't ride a bike. Just waiting for Jake to buy me that bike. I guess one of the other important parts we should touch on is towards the end, our boy gets healed. Josee does finally work on a book, an illustration, which is basically just a rehash of the whole story so far, kind of in her own way. Like, the boy had wings. The boy saved the girl from the tiger, lost his wings. She healed him with this magic shell, and now they're both normal, but they're together, which was nice. You know, the kids loved it. She got better at reading publicly. Yeah. And then there's her book.
During the end of that scene, I did have that moment where I was like, I bet Matt's tearing up right now.
Shut up.
Because like at the very end, he's the first person to start clapping. I was like, I bet Matt's tearing up right now.
Fuck you. I'm sorry I have emotion. I'm sorry that I love things. I'm sorry that I can cry. Why is that a problem? Why is crying a problem?
I just thought it was really funny that there are those moments while watching stuff where it's like, I think this gets Matt right now.
Fuck you. I'm a man and I cry. Take that to the bank. I looked at the wrong camera.
I just thought it was humorous.
What, do you not cry?
I mean, I cry occasionally.
Wow. You should have a good cry every once in a while.
I mean, I do occasionally.
I cried in Full Metal multiple times.
Pussy.
Wow. Edward, you didn't fucking cry during that?
Not the Edward one, no.
Wow. When he has to kill her, then he's crying and I'm crying and everybody's crying.
Mommy, why are they burying Daddy? Why are they putting the dirt on Dad?
I cried during that too.
Yeah, of course you did.
I can't lie about that one. I also cried when Major Baird basically died when he was fighting Bradley. That was sad.
Oh, yeah. The greed there.
Yeah, I cried during that. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck off.
But,
sawed off.
Yeah.
Cunt.
But the...
God,
Suno does get better, and he goes off on his trip.
Dude, that was such an emotional scene, too.
Also, they do kiss.
Well, the thing is, he's going...
Kiss.
You know what one of the best parts of this movie was? I keep saying that, but this is like really one of the best parts. And he's like, where'd she go? And I'm like, just follow her trails. Then he sees the kids like straightening out her like tracks from the wheelchair. I'm like, that's right, Private Eye that shit. Fucking follow those tracks.
Yeah.
And then he goes running after her. He's like, oh, I ran to catch you. Your leg. I ran. It's like, everything's better. Minus Josie's walking abilities. Yay.
They do have that like gotcha moment where you think he's catching up, and then it shows where it's like, oh, he lost the trail. Like,
there's the giant intersection in Japan where you're just gonna lose
everything is cleared.
Yeah.
Like there's no
like
snow.
If you have not seen a huge intersection, just look up like Japanese intersection. I'm sure you will find the like
Shibuya Crossing is a perfect example.
Yeah, it's like just fucking massive, and it's like okay.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta like if you're in a car, you gotta wait a solid like fucking 5 minutes for everyone to cross and get everything because it's like a double crossing, then like all the other crossings, and it's just those sidewalks are just huge.
Yeah,
but he does catch her because again we end the show how it started. Oh, that help me! I almost said Daisuke again. I don't remember what help is in Japanese. And then he catches her, and she's like, "Oh, but your leg, I'm fine."
Oh, Shibuya Crossing traffic light cycle is 2 minutes.
I guess they're just efficient.
Yeah.
I had to be fair, just.
By the way, I have to ask because I feel like you didn't, and I'm disappointed. Did you watch the post-credit end scene?
Which one?
For Josee.
What was it? I don't remember. It's been 2 days now.
He comes back from Mexico because
then he surprises her. And she doesn't know he's come back, and she's like, "Are you dead?
Yeah.
This is a ghost."
Yeah, I was like, I really hope Matt has seen this because every so often you're like, the credits hit, and it's like, please, I really hope Matt saw this.
Calvin heard me watching because I had my door open. I was like, "Fuck yeah, he's back! Let's fucking go!" He's like, "You okay in there?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, he's back! Who's back? The tiger's back!"
But yeah, they live happily ever after.
We
Fuck
don't know
you,
that.
Mai. Hopefully, homeboy got some.
I mean, he did follow her after that. I mean, he's just there as the backup. God, that kiss. You know what it reminded me of? Torador.
Yeah, a little bit.
The character, it's not the same, but it's kind of like, I don't know, it's just because it's basically they have kind of the same hair color, it's same style, kind of a story of like these two would have never met.
Yeah, but he's not bad boy.
That's true.
You
never know in Mexico. I love the whole, you know what I hated and I've kind of liked is the whole slideshow of him in Mexico. It's like, here's all these friends that we spend a solid 3 minutes in the cutscene with. Are we not going to like develop anything on that? She's like, here's some guys. Also, they were the whitest boys in Mexico. Like, he comes back from Mexico for being there like what, months, and he has 0 tan and he dives all the time. Like,
I mean, can't get tan if you're underwater. Wearing that wetsuit.
I mean, your face can.
He got goggles.
I mean, yeah. I don't. It's just it's a fun movie. It's. I totally thought she was gonna kill herself on those train tracks. There was a picture I forgot to bring that up. I was like, I'm missing something. Is there a movie? Is there a live action movie?
Oh no!
Oh no! There's a live action movie. Oh, there is.
Oh boy.
Oh, I guess I gotta. Why is she so covered? What the fuck? This is fucking weird as shit. Okay, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. She literally, like, the train's coming, and he's going to stop. She's like, eh. I'm like, is she about to get fucking hit by a train?
I think she was just trying to get away from him.
Oh, God, they're all real places.
Yeah.
Oh.
90% of that stuff is all based on real stuff. Like, the Running Man, they literally cut to the Running Man, which the grandma uses as, like, the joke.
That was such a weird plug. It's like, she can take off like the Running Man. I'm like, what does she mean? And then it's the whole advert. And I'm like, fuck off.
Well, I mean, it's in Osaka, that is a very iconic building.
Yeah, but it's like, fuck off.
I wouldn't say it was an advertisement. Because I'm cultured, I knew exactly what she was talking about. The fucking loser. No.
Wow. I was too busy crying thinking, is grandma going to die at some point to develop this story?
Yeah, well, she did. Fucking rip grandma.
Did we talk about him holding her in the ocean? She get like water in her mouth. It's like, oh, it's salty. And I'm like, that's right, you salty bitch. It is.
Near the end when they have the kiss, I did like that interaction. Because, I mean, it does establish like she's never had a kiss before. And
even with 5 boyfriends?
Well, clearly that she lied.
Why would she lie?
It's the internet. Who lies?
She's obviously had lots of crepes before too.
Yeah, but she's like, "Oh, it's not what I imagined." As she's like touching her lips, and he's like, "Oh, is that a bad thing?" And she's like, "No," and then kisses him back, and it's like, "Yeah, that's adorable."
That's why it reminded me of Toradora. They did the same thing. He's like, "Is that kiss bad? I've never done it before." She's like, "It's rough. It's weird. Do it again." I'm like, "Let's fucking go." I might have cried during Toradora too. Listen, I get emotionally invested in my shows. I'm sorry that I don't fucking binge watch everything. I'm like, that was good enough. Did you cry during Eureka 7? That's what I thought.
Yes.
Little bitch.
Have you seen that show?
Half of it.
Half of it? I'm so glad you've only watched half of anything.
What do you want from me? Someday I'll finish my anime list. When I'm fucking dead.
Here's praying.
Oh, no, there's a manga too.
Yeah. I think it's based on a...
It's based on... It said it was based on another story.
It's based on a novel.
Yeah. Oh, it's got an 8.5 on my anime list. I guess that makes sense. If you just got done watching, they're probably going to give it a 9. I don't think it deserves a 9. There's way better movies out there.
I gave it an 8. I think it's a good 8.
I think 7.5.
Well, you can't do 0.5, so...
I would give it a 7.
All right, well, that balances it out. I gave it an 8. You gave it a 7.
Like, even I think the Demon Slayer movie's only a 9. I don't think it's a perfect 10.
Yeah.
There's like the thing is like 10 means something has to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, perfect. Even like Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, I don't think deserves... Actually, that's a lie. That was a bad example. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is so good.
No, let's say movie-wise.
Movie-wise? Oh, I'm trying to think of a movie. Even Your Name, for as many times as I saw it in theaters, I think like an 8, 8, maybe 8.5 is valid. Like, A Silent Voice is definitely like a 9, 9.5. It's almost a 10. It's probably the highest. I'd probably give that one of the best ratings. That's probably the best anime movie I've seen.
Yeah. I would give like A Silent Voice like a 10. Because it does everything it needs to and nothing more or less.
Speaking of, Gintama, apparently, I was just looking real quick to see what's the best movie. And I'm like, Gintama, the final movie. That makes fucking sense.
Violet Evergarden's ranked the same as A Silent Voice.
Still have not seen it. I need to watch
Netflix.
it. I don't know if I'm ready to cry again.
It's on Netflix.
I can't, I only have so many tears stored away.
Yeah, whatever.
To be fair, I'd probably put Spirited Away higher up on there. Spirited Away is definitely better than, I don't know, maybe it's just nostalgia on there.
Definitely.
I mean, to be fair, I've seen it recently and I still fucking love it and I still kind of tear up in it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Keo no Kotachi, man, I fucking bawled my eyes out at the end when he's over there crying like, ugh.
Yes. So... I think this is probably a good end. Ooh, I saw that Made in Abyss if you scroll up a little bit. Yeah.
Wow, it beat Ketsu no Yaiba? I'll be honest, I'm surprised it beat Ketsu no Yaiba.
You haven't seen Dawn of the Deep. It's...
Am I going to cry?
You need to watch Made in Abyss.
I'm gonna cry, and I don't want to cry anymore.
The new season's about to come out. You have to watch season 1, and then the movie, and then.
Whoa, fuck off. Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 Thrice Upon a Time isn't number 1.
No, because they was stupid.
Whoa, wow, you really just poked the hornet's nest.
Joking.
It's a good thing no one watches this because, fuck.
Brad suddenly got very mad unreasonably.
I feel disturbance.
No, the Made in Abyss movie's good. But
we should talk about movies next time. Just go over like the top movies on there.
Yeah, I mean that could be a separate video
what
too.
The fuck is a Haruhi movie up here?
But the spring season is on us, upon us. We have shows that we are definitely watching. We're definitely watching Shield Hero, Spy Family, Kaguya-sama.
I haven't watched Shield Hero yet.
Huh? Well, yeah,
I'm fucking with you.
I mean, we're
Shield
definitely
Hero,
watching
Spy Family.
Kaguya-sama.
Why is this so? God damn it! Wait, why is? Oh, it's because it was the second core technically finished.
Yeah.
I think this season's pretty packed with good shit. Well, there's Skeleton King. Then there's this one. I don't remember what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about it next time. Next time we'll start with what we're watching.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll do then we'll talk about what we first started there. It's gonna be packed. I think I'm gonna watch a lot of shows this season. You're already halfway through something you're watching this season.
Yeah, Q. Because that was from last season.
Garbage.
Fuck you.
I mean, still better than Platinum Zen.
Yeah. Bitch.
God, if we pick another show like Platinum End, I'm done. Fuck that show. Such a waste of time. Justus, how should we end it?
Everyone dies.
Yep.